Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now. Hey everybody, I'm Chris Pirillo, and this is your Geek Out for Thursday, July 19th, 2012. My dad's 69th birthday. He's at Joe Pirillo on Twitter and Joe Pirillo on YouTube. Feel free to follow him. That'd be one hell of a present. You still have a chance to play Spin to Win to get a hold of T-Mobile's new Samsung Galaxy S3, which I've been using for the past couple of weeks, and it's been fun. You've seen some of the images that I've snapped and uploaded to the internets. And if you want to get your hands on one, yeah, you could fork over cash, or you could try to win one. It's real easy. Click the link in the video description. 5 kitchen gadgets that every geek should own. I think we have just about everything that you could possibly think of in the kitchen, including tools that I really don't even know what they do, right? I mean, I remember getting a strawberry corer. I mean, I know what that does, obviously, because it cores strawberries. You know, you pop the little part out that you don't want to eat, and then you could eat the rest of the strawberry that's left. They make tools for everything. Telikin, easy-to-use computer for senior citizens. I'm happy to say that my dad has tried Linux, Ubuntu. I uploaded that video to YouTube. I'm just going to call this video the video I uploaded to YouTube at this point. He's tried OS X, he's tried Windows, and he doesn't consider himself really that much of a geek. He loves numbers, and he loves what computers can do for him. So I think he'd be really happy to see what's coming down the pike, especially for the people who are older than my dad. And that's not many. I hope I get to be as old as my dad, and I'm sure one day I will look it. How to get company staff using social media. I'm not going to say it's a prerequisite for people who write for the LockerGnome universe to use social media, but it doesn't hurt. I mean, sending out an extra tweet for a story that we've published, it helps. You want to be discovered, you kind of got to put yourself out there, and social media is a great way of doing just that. Do I want this client? I do consulting, I do coaching, I miss my fingers when I try to count on them, but just because someone wants to take me on as someone who could help them through the paces, you know, whatever their business might happen to need at the time, likely related to technology, doesn't mean that I can always accept them. There are certain businesses who will do everything in their power to try to lowball you and devalue the insight that you have, the knowledge inside your head that they need. Just because the client is offering something to you doesn't mean that you have to take them. In fact, I hope you get to the point where you don't have to take every single client that approaches you. You'll be in a better position. And you may just be dealing with a client from hell, and nobody wants that. The last son of Krypton, Superman through the decades. My dad sat me down one day and showed me the episodes of Superman that he watched when he was growing up, and it wasn't very exciting to me. I mean, yes, it's kind of nostalgic to watch, but it's just, I mean, I can't even watch shows that I used to watch when I was a kid because they're just boring. I mean, I'm not saying that Superman's boring, but I would much rather watch modern programming because I've just become accustomed to real action and decent special effects. And the cheese just usually stands alone. Not to take away from you purists out there, people who love Superman through the ages. One of my favorite movies, and I would say probably even still, despite the cheese, is part of the Superman series, Superman 2, The Wrath of Khan. No, wait, that Star Trek, that was the year before Zod. You probably know what you're doing. Just a guess, because a lot of my community are geeks and nerds and people who love sitting in front of the computer all day long, whether it's the computer there or a computer like here. But you may know of someone who isn't as tech savvy, someone who likely falls victim to every other social networking scam that comes along. And they don't mean to, and you try to help them. I have a PDF that you may want to download, print, and then hand to them, or staple it to their forehead. That's not advised. A PDF that was poured over by Kevin Mitnick himself to help people keep from falling victim to social networking or social engineering scams. It's easy for you to do. I mean, really, it's not for you. You may look at the PDF and go, oh, well, I already knew all that. Cool. But how many people do you know who wouldn't know what you know? Help them out before they get in trouble. I mean, you love your friends and family, don't you? You should. Love them enough to send them a link. Or print it off and hand it to them. Windows Phone 8 handsets may not land until November. I have yet to meet someone, and it's just with full honesty here, as opposed to partial honesty, that has a Windows phone who does not work for Microsoft. I'm sure one day it will happen, and I'm really I've got my fingers crossed, hoping that Microsoft can pull this off. I think they'll have a fantastic story, or at least a story platform, between Windows 8 as the desktop or tablet operating system that they're going to be pushing down the pike here soon, and Windows Phone 8. Not the current Windows Phone iteration, the one that's going to be coming out after Windows 8 is shipped. And there's some good stuff coming from Microsoft. Are you a Windows Phone user? What do you think? Were you happy or a little disappointed to find out that your current Windows Phone would not be able to receive the full treatment when Windows Phone 8 hardware and software ships coming possibly November? Microsoft posts strong earnings, but misses on revenue. For the first time, they've lost money. That's it's kind of a big deal. I wouldn't count them out yet. They've made some mistakes. Which company hasn't? I don't think that they're going to die anytime soon, and I'm very grateful for that, because the more companies we have, the more competition. Competition's a good thing. Google Q2 profit tops estimates, lifting shares as CEO Larry Page stays mum. Probably fiddling with one of those Google Glasses things that I think... Did you hear that someone got attacked, for their, augmented reality headwear that they were wearing? That's one reason I probably wouldn't want to wear it in public. I have a difficult enough time going out in public to begin with. Let alone they see some technology they want, they just take it and run. And then I can't see, and that would suck. But congratulations, Google, for making money. That's what companies should do, no matter which company you are. Facebook testing new Pinterest-inspired design for app stories in Newsfeed. I guess Pinterest is driving traffic. I'm not using it as frequently as I possibly should, but does anybody in my community use Pinterest, or do I have to start looking for a different community on Pinterest? I will. It's a good platform that many people are using, but are you guys using it yet? Twitter rolls out targeted tweets for advertisers. Sponsorship's just the name of the game, folks. You want to use the service free? You got to put up with sponsorship. And as long as it matches your interests, why would you complain? Flickr posts Ingenious single-serving site in response to internet outcry. If you go over to DearMelissaMayer.com, it says, "Please make Flickr awesome again. Love the internet." And it's true. I even tweeted the link so that others could see it, because I still have a Flickr account. I still publish there. I can't be the only one. And Flickr today responded with a page on their website. They didn't register their own domain. "Dear Internet, thanks. Come help us make Flickr awesomer." And then they have a link off to flickr.com/jobs. So if you want a job at Flickr, now's your chance. LockerGnome.net user DJ Scooby Doo, who is going on record as having the best questions asked and answered in a single streak on Geek Out, he asks, "What's your favorite song at the moment?" I know this sounds crazy, but I don't really have one. YouTube viewer WisaamAli writes, "Hey, Diana and Chris, do you have IKEA in Seattle?" We do. LockerGnome.net user BobPopo23 asks, "Why are there no first-person sports games?" Well, I guess I've seen games being played from a first-person perspective, but I'm not the guy to ask. I play first-person sitters. That's usually what I'm doing here. YouTube user LisaArinWolf writes, "I've been wondering about this since I started watching LockerGnome, and maybe it's been answered before, but what are those flashing LEDs over the monitors in the video? I think it's some kind of binary clock, but I've always wondered." Go.tagjag.com/TIX. Faster than a speeding mullet. We'll eat you later. Although the Swedish meatballs, they're tasty. But I wouldn't say they'd be worth the trip.